Have you ever heard of a streeter interview? Now, this is going back to my journalism days when I used to be a newspaper reporter, and we did this thing called streeter interviews, which is a concept where you go to a public place and you ask random people a question. When I worked at the newspaper, we used to ask people about current events or topics that were the news of the day. But this can be adapted and tweaked to whatever business or even whatever hobby or interest you have. And today I am going to teach you 3 tips on how to give a great streeter interview and to deliver great content for your audience. Hey everyone, my name is Wade Patterson, and this is the channel where you come to for all things communications and how to raise your game as a communicator. If you like my content, consider subscribing or liking the video or commenting below. Let's get back to streeter interviews. So how I'm going to start this video is actually showing you an example of a streeter interview that I did, and I'll set the context. I joined RE/MAX of Western Canada as a social media and communications coordinator back in 2016, and to give the real estate agents an idea of how they should be using social media, or at least what the public thinks about social media, I did a streeter interview in downtown Kelowna, British Columbia, asking random people about social media. And there were 4 things I wanted to find out. Number 1, why do people go on social media in the first place? Number 2, will people follow businesses on social media? Number 3, how much time are people spending on social media? And the last thing I wanted to find out is, are there things that businesses do on social media that people don't like so much? So let's take a look at that streeter interview.
Hi there, my name is Wade Patterson. I'm the Social Media and Communications Coordinator with RE/MAX of Western Canada. And today I'm in Kelowna's downtown, and we're gonna walk around, talk to a few people, and ask them some questions about social media. Let's see what they have to say. I'm here with Sabrina and Nikki, with Charlie, Clement, here with Kayla. And Kayla, my first question for you, what social media networks are you on and why?
I am mostly on Facebook to keep in touch with my family, because my family's all in Ontario.
Right.
So it's the best way to keep in touch.
Just Instagram.
Just Instagram? What about you?
Just Instagram as well.
And why do you use Instagram? What do you like about it?
Mostly to keep up with friends and family and to see what they're doing, and a little bit for businesses, like to see what's going on around Kelowna and what's happening in town.
Awesome. How about you, Nikki?
Yeah, I have a lot of family that's out of town, so for me it's a good way of keeping in touch with them.
On Facebook, for me, I did my schooling abroad in Sweden, and so it's a way to keep in touch with people and from that aspect of it. So that's what I use social media for.
How many hours per day would you say you spend on social media?
I'm gonna go probably an hour, maybe 2 tops.
Not bad, not bad. How about you, Nikki?
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
Any pet peeves on social media? Anything about social media that just drives you crazy? The way people might use a certain thing or post something that's posted on Facebook often or anything like that?
I think rants,
Right.
uneducated rants would be one of those things.
Last question, are there any businesses that you guys follow on Instagram, and why do you follow those businesses?
I follow quite a few like restaurants, like especially smaller ones downtown, like Salt and Brick and FSH, like a few of those, just to see what's happening around downtown.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to see what's happening in your area.
A lot of what I follow is kind of healthy eating and tips and tricks like that. So it's not businesses per se, like clothing stores.
Right.
If I were, it's probably because they caught me and you can get a 15% discount or something like that.
Right.
But then I unlike them shortly after because I kind of got what I wanted, and then moving forward from there.
I hope you enjoyed that streeter interview. I know what you might be thinking. Wow, Wade, you actually had a little bit of hair back in 2016. Yes, that is gone now, unfortunately. So that video had a lot of interesting findings, and what I was able to do for my purposes as training real estate agents was I was able to show them, hey, here's what members of the public think about social media and how businesses should be using social media. You should definitely consider using that as a marketing tool and know what types of content that they actually want to engage with. So like I say, this is a really unique strategy, a unique interview style that you can take, you can adapt to your business, or perhaps you have a YouTube channel and you want to do this to talk about whatever your YouTube channel is about. I don't know what specifically it is for you, but this can be a strategy that can be adapted to most hobbies and businesses. So if you're feeling ambitious and you actually want to take on a streeter interview, here are my 3 tips for how you can do a great streeter interview and get through the process. Tip number 1, don't let rejection get you down. Think about the last time you were out minding your own business, going about your day, and somebody interrupted you to ask you to do something. What was your mood? Were you upset about it? Maybe you went through with it, but you weren't happy. The truth is, when you ask somebody completely randomly out in the public if they want to talk on camera, which is what most people are pretty afraid of about a particular subject, you're going to get a lot of no's. A lot of people are not going to want to do this, and it's important to respect that, respect their decision, of course, thank them for considering it, tell them to have a great day, but don't let it get you down, because you might hear 20 people say no, and then you'll hear that one person say yes. And for my video example, there was about 4 different people I was interviewing, and that's really all it takes to make a short video and give some variety to your audience. So if you hear the word no, keep your chin up, be friendly, be kind, and ask the next person. All right, so you heard several people say no, and finally you have that individual that says yes. They will stand with you on camera and they will do an interview talking about whatever subject you want. Tip number 2 is to prep that person and explain the context to them. So let them know how you're going to be using the video, what the purpose is for. Perhaps it's for a business training event, perhaps it's for YouTube, whatever it is, just make sure that person knows and is comfortable with where that video is going to be shown. And then tell them, give them the heads up of what types of questions you're going to be asking, what information you're looking for specifically. You don't want to throw them off guard with a curveball question. You want them to be confident, prepared, and give you great answers as well. Tip number 3 for conducting a great streeter interview is making sure your audio equipment sounds good and that you're eliminating as much background noise as possible. Now, if you're interviewing people on the street, especially if it's a popular street, there is going to be all sorts of background noise. Cars driving by, horns honking, people yelling perhaps, and you can't really control that. Even in my video, you probably noticed there was one part in particular where the sound wasn't great quality, and you want to eliminate as many of those hiccups as possible. You can consider using a lav mic, which is going to help project the voice even better. The internal camera microphone probably isn't going to cut it for that type of interview. In the video I showed, we were using a shotgun mic, which was kind of a medium ground. It helped, but it wasn't the perfect solution. But as long as you have a little bit of audio equipment, that is going to go a long way in terms of your audience watching the content later and getting the most value possible from it. Now, this was a fun video to do. I know this is kind of an out there subject, this streeter interview concept, but hey, I would love to hear if any of you are thinking of doing this. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what your business is and how you're going to implement this strategy. If you like this content in general, subscribe to my channel because I talk about a lot of different communication ideas and I am stoked to help you out along your journey. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll catch you next time.